Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are from group 12. We want to present about chapter 10, which is legume and nuts. And we are focusing more on soybean product. Our group member consists of 4 girls and 2 boys, which is starting from Ain Bashirah binti Shukri, Nurul Amira binti Marjohan, Nur Irdina Zafirah binti Zaid, Fatih Najiyah binti Muhammad Hisham, me myself ni Muhammad Nazir bin Hassan, and lastly Nur Muhammad Akrami bin Nur Azman. So what is soybean product? So before we go further, I would like to tell you a detail about what is soybean plant. So we need to know that soybean are legumes related to the peas plant, which is soybean plant will produce around 60 to 8 pod with 3 pea-sized bean in each. So soybean are resilient plant that can grow in a wide range of soil, but its growth level is quite low compared to the garden beans. And because of what? Because it prefer warmer condition to mature in 3 to 5 months. So soybean product have been consumed increasingly because of its high protein content and other beneficial component. There are many kind of food that have been produced by soybean, and we can divide soybean product into 2, which is unfermented food product and fermented food product. For example, unfermented food product including tofu, soy meat and soy nut, while fermented soy product include miso, tempeh, natto and soy sauce.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I wanted to talk about how soy sauce product being produced. There are 2 ways how soy sauce being produced, which is the traditional production and the chemical production. For the traditional production, the soybean will be soaked in the water and the wheat will be crushed and roasted so that both of them can be mixed up together. After being mixed up, both of them will be put in the culturing mold to develop and left for 2 or 3 days. Next, water and salt are added to the mixture and then being left for a fermentation for about 5 to 8 months. During the fermentation, enzyme from the malt act on the soy and wheat protein, gradually breaking them down into amino acid. The starches are converted to simple sugar, then fermented to lactic acid and alcohol. After the aging process is complete, the mixture is laid out onto cloth and pressed to release the liquid. The liquid is then being pasteurized to kill any bacteria, and finally it's being bottled to be consumed by people. For chemical production is much faster and cheaper method of making soy sauce, because this method is known as acid hydrolysis, where we can produce the soy sauce in just a few days instead of months. In this process, the soybean will be heated to 80 degrees Celsius and mixed with hydrochloric acid. This process breaks down the protein in the soybean and wheat. However, the production of the soy sauce will be less attractive in terms of taste and aroma because some part of the traditional fermentation are missing. So, because of that, extra color, flavor and salt are added.
What is the halal and haram issues about the soy sauce? So, based on Surah Ma'idah ayat 19, this ayat told us that we must avoid ourselves from anything that is remotely related to these practices, such as taking alcohol. So, basically, soy sauce have a 2-3% of alcohol after it has been brewed and fermented, which make it fall in the category of haram soy sauce. Basically, 2-3% of alcohol is not enough to intoxicate you, therefore, making the soy sauce halal. Some Muslims argue that if the alcohol used to make the soy sauce is derived from grapes, dates and raisins, then it is haram, and all-purpose soy sauce is made without the fermentation from water, salt, hydrolyzed protein, sodium benzoate and corn syrup, which make it the halal soy sauce. Therefore, even though soy sauce is produced through the fermentation, since it cannot intoxicate and does not resemble wine in any significant way, it is allowed to consume. By that logic, some Muslims do not find soy sauce haram regardless of the brand and percentage of the alcohol that have been used to ferment and process the food. Unfortunately, most shoyu contains alcohol that come naturally from the fermentation process that give a nice fluffy odor and preventing mold. On top of that, there are cases where the alcohol is added to the shoyu if the natural alcohol content from the fermentation process does not enough to prevent the mold. However, as a Muslim, we need to be careful when choosing shoyu because some of it is halal and some of it is not.
Next, we are going to discuss about the applications of soy sauce in food industries. First of all, soy sauce has been used as a salt substitute. Why? Because soy sauce can be used instead of salt since it is a great pick because it has its own sodium content as well as a unique umami-rich flavoring that will improve the taste of food rather than just mere saltiness. The second one is meat marinade. By marinating meat like steaks, pork chops, chicken breast, or even salmon fillets with soy sauce is a good choice. Why? Because since it is fast and can be marinated with or without mixing additional marinating ingredients like garlic, fresh herbs, and also vinegar. The third one is soy sauce butter. Combining soy sauce and butter gives a savory umami flavored spread which can be used for vegetables, resting meats, or grains, and noodles. The fourth one is an all-purpose dipping sauce. Soy sauce can be dipped on its own or even by adding ingredients like fresh ginger, rice wine, and scallions to create a show-stopping dipping sauce. And next is using soy sauce as for poached poultry. A mixture of soy sauce and water gives an easily made poached chicken that becomes a delicious low-fat meal.
Alright, so let's continue with the advantages of soy sauce. Soy sauce have many applications in the food industry, including adding flavor to some cooked food and aiding digestion. And the other benefit of soy sauce is anti-platelet activity. Soy sauce contains several components which inhibit platelet aggregation, namely several beta-carbolines. Thus, the use of soy sauce can help prevent clot formation by inhibiting platelets from adhering to each other. Anti-platelet activity reduces the risk of blood clot formation in the stroke survivors. The second advantage of soy sauce is anti-inflammatory activity. Many bioactive compounds including phytic acid, isoflavones, and protease inhibitors are found in soy sauce. In some animal studies, this condition was found to have the potential to inhibit the shortening and thickening of the colon wall in similar induced gut inflammatory conditions. The third advantage of soy sauce is antioxidant capacity. Soy sauce has a high antioxidant potency which contributes to its health benefits when consumed in appropriate amount. This is thought to be due to the presence of the dark pigments that contain carbohydrates such as melanoidins. Next advantage of soy sauce is enhanced digestive health. Soy sauce promotes digestion by increasing gastric acid secretion while suppressing inflammatory changes. It also helps reduce the number of photogenic and non-photogenic Escherichia coli, Fibro, cholera, and Salmonella strain in the stomach and intestine. The last advantage of soy sauce is lowering LDL cholesterol. According to the US Food and Drug Administration (FDA), soy sauce can help lower LDL or known as bad cholesterol levels in the body with a 25 gram per day intake of soy protein serving as threshold. According to research, it also helps to lower triglyceride levels while increasing HDL or known as good cholesterol levels.
As a conclusion, what we can learn from our lesson today is there are two types of soy product, which is fermented food and unfermented food. Next, we also learn about the application of soy sauce in food industry, such as salt substitute, meat marinade, soy sauce butter, all-purpose dipping sauce, and poached poultry. Besides that, there are 5 advantages that we know, include anti-platelet activity, antioxidant capacity, lowering LDL cholesterol, enhanced digestive health, and anti-inflammatory activity. Last but not least, there are 2 production ways on how soy sauce is made. The first one is traditional product and the second one is chemical production. That's all from us. Thank you very much.